Alright everybody, welcome back to another DE speedrun. Joan of Arc, we did number 1, the Unlikely Messiah. Next we're going to do the Maid of Orléans. Same plan as last time. I'm going to go into the editor, do an overview of the scenario, and then show you the, unedited run that at least the best time that I was able to get. So, let's get into it, as I just realized that I forgot the accent on the E in Orléans. Sigh. Okay, so we are here now in the editor. This is Joan 2, obviously. So we start with Joan and a few soldiers over here in Chinon. And the goal, theoretically, is to get the army of France at Blois, and then go to Orléans with Joan and the supplies. And then you're supposed to go out and strike down one of the 4 English castles. 2 of them belong to the Red English, and 2 of them belong to the Orange English. However, you do need to get the trade carts at all, and you need to get the trade carts to Orléans, otherwise the trigger for victory won't happen. So you need to get to trade carts to Orléans, and only at this point will it activate the trigger that you can defeat the player 3 or player 7, and then that is what you need to win the scenario. Theoretically, Joan herself doesn't actually need to get to Orléans. It says that she does, but she herself doesn't actually have to get there, just the trade carts do. So what this means is that we can send all of our units to attack the closest castle, which happens to be this one. So what we're going to do is we're going to send the scout first, because he is the fastest, and then Joan and the Duc d'Alençon, because they are the second fastest, a little bit faster than the knights. And then we'll send the knights, and then we'll send the 2-handed swordsman. So the scout, who is going to be going first, well, theoretically you're supposed to fight these Burgundian soldiers along the way, but we are going to not do that, so we're going to just run to the north. We're going to send the scout to Blois to get the army of France, such as it is, and the trade carts. And then we're going to send Joan and the rest of the soldiers to eventually get to the southern English gate over here. Now, hold that thought. So what we're going to do for the trade carts, because otherwise you'd have to fight through these Burgundians, we're going to go over here and get some transport ships, and then, transport the trade carts over. And then the trade carts will get to Orléans, and then we'll get a bunch of resources, and then we will be able to research forging is really, I think, the only one that matters for all these units, because the only units that benefit from blacksmith upgrades are your starting units. These ones get no blacksmith upgrades and are generally a little bit worse. While all of that is happening, we're going to be sending the knights first and the crossbowmen behind to all go over here. Now, at some point, the southern English, because they have their lumber camp here and they have some mines over here, but their town center is over here. So they will be sending villagers into the gate at this point. So what we're going to do is we're going to not attack them, because that will trigger whatever troops they have to attack us. But rather, we're going to wait around, wait for a villager to pass through, and then dip through the gate ourselves and start to attack the castle. And we're going to try and do that with everybody. Now, sometimes you can get lucky and the castle won't attack you, or you'll bug out or something. I've never really been able to get that to happen, and the castle will probably kill some units, and maybe the towers as well, as there are a bunch of towers around here, so there's a little bit of luck involved. But I was able to at least get a semi-decent time, I think just under 6 minutes, so I will show you guys that now. Alright, so we are here in my, best attempt that I was able to get in, decent amount of tries. So we're going to be sending our fastest units first, and then the slower units behind, because we want to get to the castle as quickly as possible with as many units as possible. That way, at the first available opportunity, we'll be able to send everybody in to start attacking the castle. However, Scout's going to go first, and he's going to go a little bit in a different path to go ahead and get the army of France and the trade carts. So we're just need to make sure that we avoid the Burgundians over there. But it's not too much of an issue. You just take a slightly different path, get the army of France, send everyone back, cavalry first, and then we'll send the trade carts north to the dock so we get the transport ships so we can get them over. And there's not too much you can do, at least that I know of. Of course, if you guys have had more success with other methods, this is just the way that I found to be the most useful, or I guess the fastest, so definitely let me know if you guys have found something faster, at least in some way. And then we're going to be just patrolling our units back and forth. Generally, I keep my units on stand ground or no attack when doing this, otherwise they'll just like run off and attack random stuff. So we're going to go through. That villager would like to go mine some stone. Here is where I first fail and don't have a unit blocking the gate. Well, sometimes if like you want to have a unit block the gate so your units can come in as quickly as possible, but that all does, like sometimes the castle attacks you, sometimes it doesn't. It's kind of weird. I've had it happen both. Then of course I bring my knights away like a buffoon. And then we're going to send in the trade carts, you know, trying to do that as quickly as possible, but obviously you are forced to do a fair bit of multitasking here. Also note that you can't just right-click the trade carts from where they disembark into Orléans, because the city isn't under your control yet. Oh, also here we get to lose all the crossbowmen. Like I said, sometimes the castle doesn't attack you, but in this run it unfortunately did. We're going to get forging right away, by the way. But like I was saying, you can't disembark and then just right-click into Orléans. You have to right-click in front of Orléans. Otherwise, the trade carts will not go in because the city doesn't, you know, belong to you, and they'll go around and then waste a bunch of time. So you have to right-click in front of the Orléans gate. Just a heads up there. But yeah, forging is really the only important one. I queue up some other upgrades just because, I don't know. Really, at this point, it's just a matter of waiting, making sure that none of your units are being attacked by the guard towers. And then you're just kind of, well, waiting. Normally I would speed up here, but for some reason in this run I didn't. But yeah, everyone is more or less as healthy as can be. Forging is now in, so our units just get that one extra attack. There really isn't any other upgrade you can really get to help you out, because getting up to Castle Age takes too long. And yeah, that's, you know, just the one attack upgrade. So, you know, if the castle ends up killing a knight or two, you kind of have to hope that the knights in question are the Army of France knights and not one of your starting knights, because only your starting knights will benefit from forging. But, I mean, yeah, there's a little bit of luck involved. But yeah, the castle will be going down here in just a second, and we will have won Joan 2 in, I think, a little under 6 minutes. And there we go. And of course, always aggravating to trying to get this done in as short a time as possible. The AI script has to go around and like delete all the units one by one and then declare victory, adding time. But yeah, there we go. And we will be ending in 5:57, just under 6 minutes. So that was Joan 2, the Maid of Orléans, in just under 6 minutes. Yeah, definitely let me know what you guys think about this sort of thing in the comments, if you like the speedrunning stuff, if you like the format. I almost certainly won't do all of the campaigns, but I might do a few more if you guys find this content fun. So yeah, definitely let me know, leave a like if you enjoyed, and I will see you next time for the Loire.